How you doing today, my friends? Mr. Green here, and yeah, thanks to everybody that's subscribed lately. It's my channel's really growing fast, and I really do appreciate every one of you guys. And I did start a fan page on Facebook. There will be a link in the description if you want to go over and check that out. And I'll have pictures posted before they show up on YouTube. So I'll post pictures and links and stuff on that. On there too, so I'll put that in the description. And I also opened up a Patreon account because I just need a little bit of help. If you can't, you can't, and I'm okay with that too. So you get to watch them free on YouTube. So I mean, if you feel like supporting the channel and it helps keep these videos coming, then by all means head over there. So that'll always be down in the description too. So yeah, we're gonna do a few things. I gotta add winch. We're gonna build a box. We're gonna put the snorkel in. We're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff like that. So stay tuned. Okay, my friends, I got the winch mounted back underneath. Because I changed a little bit, I had to modify some stuff, but hey, nonetheless, it's in there and is all hooked up and working. So what I did was I had taken the new controller box. It's mounted underneath there. Then I used a little terminal to run the power up from the battery up to the front here, so I could tie into it. So that's all attached now. And then I mounted the switch right there, right beside the steering wheel, and in and out. There you go. And I also mounted this little box here. It gives you your battery voltage. Well, it says high, medium, low, and then we have that. So, but we'll be back here in a little bit. Okay, guys. Sorry, I got interrupted there. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I've got to get the solar panels so that I can do that on the roof, but I also need to run the new air intake so that when I go in water or anything, that it's going to be up here. So it's going to come up along the back here, and I will show all the components that I used for the old one. I know I told somebody that I was going to do that, and I just kept forgetting. But so as soon as I get all the tubing for that, we'll run the snorkel for the bike, and go on from there. So we'll be back here in a little bit. Okay, guys, I now have it all ran and hooked up now. So it runs in right to the box with this little joiner here, and then it comes around and then out and then steps out so that it comes out the back of the seat here. And now when I build my box, I'll drill a hole, a 2-inch hole, and it will slide over top of here. And so yeah, that's all done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it all back together, and then I can start working on the box. So I'll bring you back once I start getting to that point. Okay, guys, I worked away here for a little while. I used some more of that metal strapping that I used for the pedals and stuff. So I used more of that, and then used some 2x8s or 2x10s. So they were what I had kicking around. I wanted the sides somewhat strong, and originally I was going to put something along the back, but I've already got a back to it, so there's no point in me adding more to it. It'll just make the box smaller. So, and I also still have to fit the gas tank in here too, but I think I'm going to offset it over to this side now instead of right dead center, and then that'll give more room inside the box. But keep in mind, this isn't painted, it's just all kind of setting here right now. So I still got to bolt it all in and get the thing hooked right back up again, the intake, and then work on the gas tank and where it's going to go. And then once I have that, then I gotta put it all together. I'll probably pull it back off, paint it all, and then reinstall it, and then go from there. So, but I'm happy with it. It's doesn't look the best, but this vehicle will get used for stuff down at my campsite, for moving stuff, and you know, if I want to throw a cooler or something in the back, it gives me that option now too, and not having to strap it all down to the rack. So alright guys, well, I'm gonna kind of backtrack here now and get this all taken apart and get it cleaned up and start working on getting it painted. So we'll be back in a bit. Okay guys, the box is now all mounted up there, and it's really secure. It's mounted right to the rack. There's not going to be anything extremely heavy in this anyways, but nonetheless, I'd rather, you know, have it strong enough that it can support, well, the back rack can support, I think, 250 pounds. So this box will handle that, and it would be pretty hard to get that much weight in there anyways. But anyways, problem with the gas tank, it doesn't work anymore. Okay guys, the box is all done now. I went and I got a new fuel tank for it, because now the old fuel tank, which is now draining over there, doesn't fit in here anymore, and it just takes up too much room. So I got this one for $12.50, and I'm going to use the spout off of the old one and attach it into this one, and then I can just run a strap over and secure it in there. And it's 10 liters, so that's enough fuel for me. And if I ever need to, I've got other small tanks that I could, you know, put inside here, but then I don't lose my box space in here. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing now, is I'm draining the other tank, and then I'm going to tap into this one, and then all of this all has to be sanded and painted. So we'll be back. Okay guys, I'm kind of at a standstill. The weather's just been terrible, and I've been so busy with my job that I haven't been able to get any more done on the bike. But yeah, so I did a bunch of research, and I'm having problems. Sometimes the car, you know, sputters, and if you give it too much throttle, it doesn't, you know, respond the way it should. So I'm going to try Seafoam and see how much of a difference it actually runs. I am going to add it to my gas tank and let it run for 15-20 minutes. And I'm going to also add it to my oil. I just put fresh oil in here, so I want to run this with it, and then I'm going to change the oil in a little bit and see how black it is. So the oil is actually very clean right now. I'll show you that when I go to put this in. And you're supposed to put 30 mils of this to 4 liters of gas. I've got a half a tank, so that's 5 liters. So a good little splash of this should do the trick. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the oil. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll start it up, and it's probably going to smoke for a while, but I need to get this engine cleaned out. And I got so when I'm done the test, I bought new spark plug for it too. So I'm going to stick the new spark plug in once I'm done the test, and then I know everything's kind of cleaned up before I put the new plug in. So alright guys, we'll be back here in a little bit. Okay guys, I added to the crankcase, and I added it to the gas tank. So I'm now going to start it and let it run for a while and see how much of a difference this is going to make. Got to get a new choke line so that I can run the choke from up here somewhere and down to the choke on here. Because it's under the seat, it's more of just a pain. More to the gas. You you can put this stuff right inside your throttle body, so it's not going to hurt to add more. Because I'm going to do this anyways, it's the first time I've done it, I think I'm going to add the rest of the bottle in there and let that run through this machine and really give it a good cleanup, because you know it's not going to hurt anything. And this machine is very old, been sitting around for a long time, and as you can tell, my idle is all over the place, so I'll have to keep turning it down probably as things clean out. So I'll add the rest of that bottle, and then once it starts working through the machine, I'll turn you guys back on. How's it going, guys? Working away here again. This will probably be the last part of this video, so I can get it up here this weekend for you guys. I'm mounting the solar panels now. I have a whole bunch of these. I have 5 of them to be exact, and I'm mounting 3 of them along the front of the bike here. I'm going to use some angle iron and mount it onto that. So once I get that mounted up there, I'll show you, and then we'll be able to test the voltage and see how much more it's going to put in. Okay guys, I've got them mounted up there now. I've got 3 panels just like this. That should bring in more than enough power just to sustain using the cigarette lighter and that type of stuff and maintain my battery. The only thing I have left to do is to tie into my distribution block, which goes back to the battery. So I'll be taking these 3 cords, shortening them down, and getting them to attached into there. Right now my battery's sitting right around 12.1, and as you can tell with my little meter here, it's saying it's at the lowest, so that's right at like 12 volts. So the higher the voltage, it will bring that up. So right now it's on the red. I'm gonna get these all wired up, and we'll see what kind of a difference it is once we pull it outside. Okay guys, well, it's all done. They're all hooked up there, and I got the little charge controller down there. And you know what, I probably don't need a charge controller with these, but I had it and I might as well use it. So this way it won't ever overcharge my battery, and I don't know if these little panels could ever do that anyways, but nonetheless I had it, so I used it, and it says it's charging. I am still indoors. Right now my batteries are actually reading 11.6, so the battery on this is on the outs. But I also did just buy a new toy. I'll be doing a review on this in the next couple of days after I get this battery, see if I can get it to come back. But we'll come back to that and I'll do a review on that. Yeah, so I'm going to set it out in the sun now and let it soak up some rays and charge this battery up. And I'm also going to recondition this battery too. Please remember to subscribe, and as always, if you can give this video a thumbs up, it would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, I thank every single one of you guys for helping out with my channel growing. And please remember to share all my videos too. And yeah, we'll talk to everybody soon. Have a great day.